In today's video, I am going to paint a set of aluminum rims on a car. The rims that you're going to see are very badly pitted. What I'm going to do is use a little cheap sandblasting gun that I got for $30 and a spray gun that I got probably for around $80, and we're going to refinish the rims. If you have a set of rims and you want to do a really great job of refinishing them, then this is probably not the video to watch, because this is going to kind of be the quick and dirty method, as I like to refer to it. So anyways, if you just want to make a bad set of rims look better than they are now, this could be helpful. I'm going to use a sandblaster and a spray gun. Put the links to details on using those units below this video. I want to mention before I forget, I'm going to do it right now. If you're doing this, do not forget to use a mask. These paint fumes can be extremely powerful. Also, I've decided I'm going to use trim clad rust paint, aluminum colored, right there by my thumb. Again, not sponsored, that's just what I have decided to use. I'm going to start the process by getting as much of this corruption off of these rims as I can with a couple of wire brushes. On the rear of the rim, I'm going to clean and paint those also. There could be a lot of brake dust in there, so it's advisable to wear a breathing mask so you don't get any of that dangerous asbestos that comes off of brake pads in your lungs. So I'm just going to clean these off. I'm going to fast forward through it, and we'll see how much of the dirt we'll get off this way. I noticed that some of the clear coat that was over this it can actually kind of chip away. So when you're doing this, see areas like that, kind of take your. I noticed that if I take my steel brush at a bit of an angle like that, see that stuff coming off there. So just thought I'd mention that. A little bit of an angle might get rid of more of that corruption there. We got some down here. Let's see. Change that. You see that crap coming off of there. Just as simple as putting the old steel brush at a bit of an angle there. That's the stuff I'm talking about. If your rims are corroded in the same manner that these are, you might find, I got an old, I think it's a paint stir stick here, and I've been kind of running it over now that I've done the wire brush scenario. Now that some of them have lifted and I'm chipping away at this, if you do this, make sure you wear safety glasses, because those, I'm going to put mine on now, these chips tend to fly. I'll just show you what I'm talking about right there, see? That comes off. Anyway, just going to keep going around at it. Use the old stick method, and I'll give it another go at it with the wire brush. And then I'm basically just going to clean them off with some cleaner, and we'll see what we got here. Now we're going to clean them with plain old soap and water to get the real obvious grime off of there. And then I'm probably going to use a spray 9 to get the like any heavy grease or anything that's left on there. I'll fast forward through this. Now I'm going to take the spray 9 to it. Again, I don't do product placement. This is just stuff I use. Spray 9 is pretty powerful stuff. Might be a good idea to wear a mask. Don't do this in an enclosed space. Anyway, I'll clean that off and we can fast forward to this part. At this point, I have rinsed off the spray 9 and I'm letting the rim dry before I sandblast it. But I just thought I'd take a quick clip here because I think it's fairly obvious that even just a good cleaning has made quite a big difference. The rim that's on the left hasn't been cleaned yet, and they were about equally the same amount of dirt. So sometimes just a good cleaning might be enough. In this case, not, but I just thought I'd show you that. The ideal method, if you're refinishing rims like we are here, is to have no tires on the rims. But I'm not going to remove these tires, do the rims, and have the tires reinstalled, simply because I don't want to spend the money. So I've taped a piece of paper over here. I'm going to cut out the exact diameter of the rim, and then I'm going to transfer that onto a piece of cardboard. So I'll just do that. We'll fast forward through this. You should end up with something like this. This is by no means an exact science. We're just looking to not spray paint all over the outside of the tire. If we get some on it, we'll just clean it off. And when we do our little sandblasting, I don't really want to be sandblasting the edge of the rubber of the tire there. So, you know, we're going to point away from that. But obviously, you'll end up with roughly something like this. Set up your workpiece as flat as you can, because if you lean this forward, there you go. We'll see that our sand actually falls out of the end. Absolutely do not make the mistake I made and wear a short-sleeved shirt. It's really hot tonight and I decided to try this. Wear a long-sleeve shirt. I don't know if you can see that crap coming off, all that sand coming off of my arms, and some of it bounced back and stung pretty hard. For a $30 sandblaster, that thing did a pretty good job. I'm hoping this comes out in the video, but it cleared up a lot of crap on those rims. Here's the paint we're going to use for our painting of the aluminum rims project, and how to use a spray gun. This was $52 a gallon in Canada, summer of 2019. So that's why I'm using this. This is, I think, called basically the same product I've used, Rust-Oleum, I think. Basically the same thing. So I'm going to mix this up good. I think I mentioned before, this is the last part that I'm doing without the wearing a mask. Very strong fumes off of this. As a matter of fact, I just want to mix this up to get an idea of the consistency here. And then I'm going to put the mask on and we'll go to the next part of the video.
actually should have had that laying flat while I was painting it. Anyways, it's got a 3-hour drying time, so I'm going to let that sit and see how it looks later on.
So it's the next day. Looking at my results here, I'm going to try something a little different. I'm not all that pleased. I'm not displeased, because I think, as I said, I'm just looking to have these rims look better than they were before, and I think you'll probably agree that is the case. But some of these areas, like here, I'm going to focus in a little bit more there. You can see the ridge. I really should have sanded this, maybe. Didn't look too bad. Once I painted it, it really kind of showed up. So I'm going to do the exact same process as what we did. I'm not going to bother showing it in the videotape until I change it up. And I'm going to take some sandpaper to these areas like this, see if I can get rid of those, and then we'll paint the next rim. By the way, if you use the same paint that I used, being the Tremclad rust paint, it says touch dry in 3 to 5 hours. I come out here this morning, it was 10 or 11 hours afterwards, and it was still a little tacky to the touch, so you're going to want to leave lots of dry time. The rim on the right is the next one I'm going to refinish. I would say it's in about at least as bad a shape as the one on the left before we cleaned it. And I'm going to do the same process, except for I'm going to hit it hard with the sandpaper as opposed to the sandblaster. Here's the finished product. Not bad, considering we only spent $52 on a gallon of paint and we have most of it left. I was going to put the rims on the car for dramatic effect, but like many other things in life, this turned into a big project. I've decided to do a bunch of body work to the car, and I am going to paint it. That will be in an upcoming video. As mentioned, we really didn't use much of that paint. Anyways, that's it for this video. I hope it was helpful. You can do a much better job than I did if you really take some time and get the sandpaper out. At any rate, I hope the video was helpful.